What's up guys, it's Flash. In this video I'm going to be covering the top 3 tips, no that's number 3, not A3, of how to get around the PDT rule with a small account, so stay tuned. What's up guys, I had to interrupt the video and I do apologise. I just wanted to let you guys in on a little secret. The Flash Forward day trading course is out now. If you're interested to learn how to trade stocks the correct way, check the link out below guys. God bless. So guys, it's important I explain what the PDT rule is. I'm sure everybody knows what it is, but just in case, give me a 10-second timer on the clock and let me explain. Start it now. The PDT rule is a pattern day trading rule, which means if you do not have $25,000 in your account, you are restricted to 3 day trades a week. That means entry, exit, entry, and that's it, you're done for the week. If you have $25,000, you can trade as much as you want within the 7 days. Stop the timer. So that was the best kind of quickest example of PDT rule I can give you. I'm sure you already know, but for anyone out there who didn't, there we go. This video is 3 tips around the day trading rule. Tip 1. You can use a cash account. Okay, so if you have a cash account, you're not restricted into the PDT rule. It only restricts you if you're using a margined account. So let me explain. If you have $1,000 and you put $1,000 into a broker, you get say 4 to 6 times leverage. So let's say you're trading with a $4,000 account. Because you're using margin, you can only day trade 3 times a week. Okay, which restricts you. You can swing trade as much as you like, but not day trade. Now, if you use a cash account, you are not restricted for the PDT rules. So what that means is you can use your cash and trade as much as you like day trading, and that's a way around the PDT rule. But you have to remember, by using a cash account, it usually takes about 2 days for your cash to settle, which means if you only have a $1,000 account and you trade with your full $1,000 in one trade, so you open a trade, a full $1,000 position, and you close it later that day, you have to wait two days before you get your profits and your account back open. So there is a loophole and a little catch, but I do have a way around it. So let's bring it up to a little larger account. So here's the tip. If we have a $5,000 account that we're using on a cash account and we don't want leverage and we don't want to be affected by the PDT rule, but we do have $5,000. Tip 1. Don't use your whole position on any given trade. So maybe use, $2,000 or $2,500 out of your $5,000 account. So then when you kind of open and close your position, you still have $2,000 or $2,500 remaining in your account that you can now take more trades on while you're waiting your 2 days for the rest of your account to be updated. And that's one of the top tips around the PDT rule. So let's get into number 2. So section number 2, guys, is what we call a split account. So again, if we have $5,000, we want to split that into $2,500 packages and divide it into 2 brokers. So now we can get leverage on those both $2,500 and $2,500 accounts. We can accept leverage. So that'll give us 4-to-1 leverage on our account. But we are going to be restricted within the PDT rule by doing that. But instead of having 3 day trades a week on a one $5,000 account, this is kind of confusing. You now get 6 day trades because you're splitting your account into 2 accounts. You have now 6 day trades. That's a sneaky little tip for number 2. I am a big fan of that one, but it depends how much you're working with. We're going to give you as many options as we can. Guys, finally, number 3, the top tip to avoid the PDT rule for small account is one of the kind of oldest ones I like, is use an offshore account. Now you have to be very, very careful. I was a big fan of SureTrader, as you all know. They were one of my main accounts back before they closed. Now they didn't just take everyone's money and run away, thank God, but they did close down and they let everyone know they're closing. So that's the risk about using offshore brokers. But by using offshore brokers, especially if you're in the US, you can avoid the PDT rule. By here in Ireland, the UK, or in Europe, we don't have a PDT rule. So that offer doesn't affect us. But we can trade a lot of the US brokers, so we're kind of forced sometimes to trade a lot of offshore accounts, which is okay. But one of my top tips, if you are trading an offshore account, is keep your withdrawals regular and don't let your account get too big. So maybe keep it like a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 account, depending on your size. Guys, they are my 3 tips, for avoiding the PDT rule. I do hope you like it. We're going back to kind of basics with this video, but if you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I want to thank you so much for your support. Good night and God bless. Making $100,000. Characters I met along the way that stepped in and are a big part of my story. There, so stay tuned.